We've imaged the Mac, and now I'm going to show you what the post-imaging tasks are. You'll start out by going, like we just did, to the terminal, and you're going to type the first command, which I have over here for you guys as reference in this little notepad, is sudo su, and we could just copy it over there. Sudo su minus, and then that brings us to the root user. And now that we're at the root user, we're going to go ahead and put this command in here, /sh, mac setup sh. We can just copy that over here. You could type it in if you want to also. But what that does is brings up Brian's menu that he created, this scripting shell, which is really, really awesome. So the first thing we want to do is this. We want to change the host name. In order to do that, you just hit number 1. Now we're going to put in the name of this computer, which is ORL-DevMac-03. Bam. You see there? My computer name has been changed. There's my new name. Awesome. Now, the next thing you want to do is whatever time zone you're in, we change the time zone to the one that you're in. So I'm in the Eastern already, but I'm going to show you I can hit number 5, and that'll put me in the Arizona time zone. So let's hit number 5. See, look up top here. I'm now in Arizona time. So I want to go ahead back and put it in the correct time zone for where I live. Here I am now. I'm back in America, Eastern New York time zone. So pretty cool, pretty quick and easy. The next thing we want to do here is we want to join to the ACAD domain. All right? There's a couple ways to do it, but I'm going to show you the way that Brian has created here in this batch file or this scripting menu here. So let's look at number 7. Okay. Provide your username to join the domain. That's my D number. And you have to put @dvuadmin.net. Okay, now it says provide the LDAP string you'll use to join the domain. Now this is a little bit tricky here, but what I'm showing you up here, if you can probably see the screen just fine, this is the full path in Active Directory to the object in the domain. I could put that in there and it would work well, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to go with the way that Brian has broken this down. From the original name, it's broken down to CN equals 101 dev, which is this part of the name, comma, no space, CN equals ORL, which is this part of the name, and then CN equals workstations, this part of the name, and then CN equals DVU right here, right? ACAD DVUadmin.net, all this stuff right here. But he put it in the scripting language here. That's how it breaks down, so that it will work properly with EPO and everything when it joins the domain. So at this point, what I do is I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to drop it right in here and hit return. And now it wants my password. So there we have put my password in. And you say it's already exists. Do you want to build it? Say yes. Hit enter. And we wait a second and it will, in the background, be joining the domain. Just takes a second because the script is running in the background and it's doing everything. So we're successful. We did it. Very good. Awesome. So at this point, let's go back to our menu. So I'll close out of this portion and we'll go back in to the menu by putting our command back in there. I think there might be a way to jump back and forth in the menu, but I don't think I knew how to do that at this moment. So, sudo su. So there we are back in the menu. So here we are. We've joined the domain. The next thing we can do is we can disjoin the domain. I don't really want to do that. Would just be unjoining it. And it does work. We've tested it. It works fine if you ever need to go in and join it. So now the next thing we're going to do is let's install McAfee in the EPO. So we're going to put number 9 here. And this takes a few minutes to do this part. But you hit number 9, hit enter. And it's really, really awesome the way Brian set this up because it's almost dummy proof. You just go ahead and follow these instructions. You can watch this video and you can just run through and hit the numbers on the letters on the screen and boom, it does what it's supposed to do for you. So it's just going to take a minute and just a few more things it needs to run, and it's doing all this work in the background. So we just let it run for a minute. It's very good stuff here. And by the way, while this is installing, I'll go ahead and show you over on the text document here. This is my contact info and Brian's. You can contact either one of us with any questions on anything on how to do this. We're in the early stages of this. We may grow and evolve and begin to find some newer and better ways to get things done. But so far, this is what we've come up with, and this is our contact info. There's my email. That's my extension. Brian's email, Brian's extension. You can catch us on Link and IM us and whatever you want so we can help you out a little bit. This takes a minute or two to run through, so we'll just let it run. And then I'll show you the next thing that's on the menu. So here we are back at the screen. And the next part we do is we can change the local administrator password. So right there. See that? And that's A. So we got letter A. We put an A in there, hit return. And here's the new password. But you got to be very careful when you're putting the password in because whatever you type in, that will be the password. So if you accidentally type the wrong password in there twice, you're not going to know what your password is and you're going to have to hack into your own machine, but we can show you how to do that too at some point. But anyway, I'll just make the password just for fun. I'll make it the word password. Boom. So now I've made the password. I'll have to go in and change it again because I really don't want to use that as my password. And so I'm going to actually go back in right now and change that. So I'll change it to our password. I use the local, the DeVry standard. So there, I've changed the password back to what I like it to be. You could change it to whatever you want it to be on yours. And if you do accidentally type the wrong one in, we can show you how to go in. Basically, kind of how we went in to image these. You hit the Option key and boot to the recovery partition or the USB, and you can go in that way. And there's a utility you can go in there and change the password if you forget what it is. But hopefully, as IT professionals, we won't forget what our passwords are. So the next one is install Deep Freeze. Now, installing Deep Freeze is something you'll do locally. If you go to the Phoronix site and you have a login, you download the Mac version of Deep Freeze and you install it. And then you set your password and everything like that. It's all good. Very easy to do. I set up the thaw time, the thaw space, the middle of the night maintenance window and everything. I make mine thawed from midnight till 6 a.m. so that gives plenty of time for updates and things to happen. And the next one here is install Apple updates. It's just kind of a reminder too that you want to install updates as as time goes on. You go here to the Apple and you can set up and install your updates through there. The other one is restart this Mac in 5 seconds, and if I hit R, it'll cut this video off and it'll restart the Mac. And I'm not going to do that right now because it'll just cut the video off. But anyway, that is, in a nutshell, how we do it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Like you say, here's my information over here, Brian's information here. Feel free to contact us at any time, and I hope you guys get good use out of this video.